Hello, friends, and welcome to a tournament where the map pools are really, really hard, but the songs are bangers and the skill cap players get to shine through. It is Hippo Cup, a tradition unlike any other. And this week, we are in the grand finals. The top 3 teams have been identified, and we will play 2 matches to determine which of them is the champion of this year's tournament. We are going to be starting off with losers bracket final here between teams Oomfie Aim and Pepsi Japan. Oomfie Aim captained by Emmy. Team consists of Nope KJK, Kurumi, Crystal, David, Kirochi, Iger, Noriko, and Kevin. On the other side, Pepsi Japan, Julian Kala captains, and he'll be alongside Pepsi Max, Arbusian, Neko Yase, Mr. Potato, Invoker, excuse me, Emilia, Nick, and Fedora Goose. Pepsi Japan is really, to put it lightly, this year's Cinderella story. They've made a deep run through the losers bracket, beating some teams that folks I don't think really necessarily expected them to beat in this tournament. And they find themselves here at a higher stage than I think even they could have expected to be. On the other side, Oomfie Aim, one of the odds-on favorites for this tournament, dropped in the winners bracket final against Disco Boys 3, but looking to make it back up to the grand final for another shot at the championship. And they're getting things going right away with the first couple bans here. It's starting off with Oomfie Aim getting second pick, first ban, and banning out double time for Chosai Kenbo Sengan. That is the 300 BPM, very speedy air 10.3 pick. Oomfie Aim, I think, definitely going to try to trend into the gimmickier maps, the niche maps in this pool, given their roster and what they're seeing on the other side. Pepsi Japan has ridden the wave of Emilia being one of the ridiculously high skill cap players in this tournament to make it this far. Oomfie Aim, I think, in terms of their skill cap players at least, a little bit more well-rounded, and so I think they will be looking to use that to their advantage, while Pepsi Japan will try to pick into those mechanics, the big aim stuff, and maybe some of the speedier stuff. And there go some bans very quickly. 3mod 3 Ignite, the Spartan alt map in the free mod pool, banned out by Pepsi Japan. DT2, Xbox Meme, the second and final ban for Oomfie Aim. So they go, high BPM DT pick and a streamy DT pick. Really no surprise there. Pepsi Japan, free mod 3, might follow up with, something like a no mod 3 or a no mod 9, if that's kind of the direction they're going. But I feel like they actually are not that bad in that skill set, so they could kind of ban anything here. It's going to be Hard Rock 2. So they're going Hard Rock alt. Ryushi no Umi, no Lindworm will be the final ban for this one. So that's DT4, DT2 from Oomfie Aim. 3mod 3 Hard Rock 2 from Pepsi Japan. On the first pick, a quick Nomad 2 opt-in from Pepsi Japan. So really, you can see them favoring... Oops. Already. You get 2 left-hand bans targeted against you. What do? You go into Nomad 2. Pepsi Japan, a team that has looked quite strong on Nomad 2s in past weeks. Saw them performing quite well. Where am I clicked into? Saw them performing quite well in the past. We'll see if the same thing is true today on a very difficult grand finals worthy Nomad the second. This one's 215 beats per minute, 2 minutes and 48 seconds. Almost 8 stars. 7.92, in fact. And it's a Knowledge King Nomad 2, because Knowledge King is the premier Nomad 2 mapper. You see him a lot, and you've seen him plenty in this tournament if you've been watching. It's, we've had, what, at least probably 4, if not, well, 5 Knowledge King Nomad 2s. The group stage Nomad 2 was not by Knowledge King. The round of 32 Nomad 2 is not by Knowledge King. The round of 16 was... Quarterfinals was... Semifinals was not. And then finals and grand finals both were. So we've seen a lot of Knowledge King, and everybody should be very comfortable with his styling, his patterning, his stream designs. And as such, we wish them the best of luck in their endeavors as they play the hardest one yet, in terms of star rating at least. Starting this match off for the first map are going to be Kurumi, Vivace, Emmy, and Genshin Phobia. I'm going to be calling them Kurumi, Kevin, Emmy, and David. They're going to take it on Pepsi Max, Invoker, Mr. Potato, and Fedora Goose. So no Emilia, because of course this being a Nomad 2, it's not the sort of map he'd normally be in for, and no surprise there. They're going to be rolling with the squad. Invoker has been super, super strong on these tapping maps. Mr. Potato, Fedora Goose often into them as well. Pepsi Max, a little bit hit or miss. He had a very good run last Saturday on the Nomad 2, a little weaker on Sunday in the next match, but I think this is a roster that can still perform well on these late round Nomad 2s. And, you know, oomfie has also, you know, it feels like a lot of these teams are a little hit or miss in Nomad 2s just because these tend to be very chain missable, very difficult maps, so that is kind of what ends up happening sometimes. And it's going to start off with breaks from Emmy and David. Fedora Goose, the early break for Pepsi Japan, but they do still have the other 3 intact while Kurumi is gone, leaving just Kevin. And this one's already getting out of hand, as there are no FCs on oomfie, and there's still, well, there were still 3 for a while. Now there's only 0. Hey guys, you are supposed to play the map. You don't want to see all those red X's on your screen. That's not good. Okay, that's a lot of red X's on these guys' screen. That's not how you play the map. Fedora Goose is recovered, and he has a near 500 combo, leading the way for Pepsi Japan, as they have a large 8 million point lead that really does not look like there's any hope for oomfie. I guess they just sort of had to bite the bullet. There were enough left-hand maps in this so they couldn't ban all of them. And so you ban 2 of them, and you take the L on Nomad 2, I guess. Seems to be what is happening here. Very stamina requirement heavy, very aim heavy. Just makes everything that you can make difficult about Nomad 2 more difficult. And you can see players who are not specialists in the skill set struggling. That being said, Pepsi Japan looking quite solid. You have a 900 plus combo on Fedora Goose. You had a 700 plus combo on Mr. Potato, 500, 600 combos on Invoker and Pepsi Max until they broke on this last difficult section of the map as we get some nice lag. Fedora Goose, man, what in the world? This guy is like on a 1 miss. Oh, goodbye. Well, it was nice while it lasted. And alright, well, whatever. It's a 20 million point win. That was never close. And that is 1-0 Pepsi Japan taking the first pick very comfortably. I'm not really sure what happened to Fedora Goose on that last stream, though. He literally just didn't hit any notes at all. Didn't matter, but kind of weird. Anyway, that's a 1-0 on the first pick for Pepsi Japan. No big surprise there. Skill set they're much stronger than their opponents on. oomfie are going to head the opposite direction. They're going to go into the ludicrously long... This has just been the thing with this tournament, right? It's like Hard Rock 3 is just like Flow Aim Tech Hard Rock, and it has to be 4.5 minutes long. Hard Rock 2 or Hard Rock 3, I guess it's been... Last week it was both Hard Rock 2 and Hard Rock 3. Wasn't as bad in semis. Like quarterfinals, Hard Rock 3 was 4.5 minutes long. Round of 16, Hard Rock 3 was 4 minutes long. And Hard Rock 2 was 4 minutes 20. I think one or the other has just been long basically every week. But yeah, it is going to be Ryu Seigun up at AK-74, which is hard enough of a tech map, no mod, and then they just say, here, go ahead and put on Hard Rock, and maybe HDHR if you really want to be a crazy person. 2 people are going to, of course, have to run that mod combination. And this is going to bring in some different players, I think. You see Kirochi, Crystal, and Nope KJK all moving into the lobby for oomfie aim. Amelia joining, as well as Arbusion for Pepsi Japan. So really switching it up here to bring in players who are less about the raw mechanics and more about the hard rock tech, I suppose. You just have 3 of the 8 players left over from the previous map: Kurumi, Mr. Potato, and Fedora Goose. Presumably it will be Fedora Goose and Amelia on Hidden for Pepsi Japan, and then Nope and Crystal for oomfie aim on their own first pick. We'll see if it goes as well for them as Pepsi Japan's first pick went on their side. Gonna start to learn about the team slowly but surely over the course of this match, as this pool is extremely difficult but does fulfill a huge variety of skill sets. And you get some really crazy sliders in this one. Kind of opens up the door for something like a No Mod 4, you know, if your team does not even well on it, just better than the opponents. This is very, very difficult cursor control through the patterns in between the sliders and the sliders themselves, so you're gonna see a lot of players breaking a lot, and we already are. Amelia, the only one with a combo, and he's the kind of wild card, I would say. He's the X factor in this match because he has been such a vital part of Pepsi Japan's run to top 3. So much will hinge on his performance today. Did almost put up a 200 combo just a moment ago before finding a break, so that, you know, might be a good sign if they can keep that sort of thing up, but otherwise that team not having a great time in this pick. Kurumi and Crystal have oomfie aim out to about a 1.5 million point lead here. And once again, combo is at a premium in this map because it is just so hard trying to keep everything under control through these little finger control patterns into these longer fast sliders. It's a tough ask for anyone in the game. Crystal, though, as is to be expected, putting up a very impressive 300 combo in this section of the map, and he is still going. Just gonna help oomfie aim out to a big lead now, 3 million points there. Finally breaks on that larger space pattern, but there is no combo to answer on Pepsi Japan, so it's really not going to make a big difference that he broke there. Just going to keep things level at, 3.5 million points instead of able to be drawn back at all. You know, and as I mentioned during the ban phase, this was what we kind of would have expected from a match like this, where oomfie aim was going to pick into the sort of gimmicky maps. Pepsi Japan was probably going to pick into the more mechanics maps, And they would kind of handshake those because Pepsi Japan is just better in certain areas, but oomfie aim is just better in others. So I feel that there are more maps in the pool for oomfie aim in that regard than there are for Pepsi Japan. Unless Amelia can do something really ridiculous. You know, it's actually sort of unfortunate that it ended up, in this particular matchup at least, that it ended up being Pepsi Japan on that side instead of something like El Dupa, who had more players that I think were comfortable with the gimmick maps. That being said, Amelia just did put up a 300 combo, so it's not like he's a stranger to being able to combo this type of map. It's just that he doesn't have the supporting combo around him, and he's still a million points behind Crystal anyway. But yeah, I think a team, you know, that was a little more, that trended a little more into gimmick would have favored a little better on this pool. But we'll end up seeing what happens. You know, there is a lot of difficulty in this map pool that definitely will have maps that Pepsi Japan can pick more than just the Nomad 2 that they started off with. But this one, obviously a first pick for oomfie aim was one that they felt like they were going to be confident in winning, and that confidence was well placed as they are going to take this one by at least a 4 million point margin. And that'll get us through our first two picks with just a quick 1-to-1. Neither team contesting the opponent's first pick of this match. Both very well suited for the map that they chose. Both opting into a solid first pick. 16 misses for Kurumi, 13 for Kiroshi. That's pretty impressive. And yeah, it's going to be a Nomad 5 for the second pick from Pepsi Japan. Raise your hand if you're surprised. Palette Gamma, 270 BPM, minute 23. I mean, y'all know what it is. This is just spam your left hand and pray to the gods of speed. I don't know how many people in this lobby can play this, but you know, Amelia will tap X, and Invoker is actually Japanese Faker, so maybe it's fine. I think I'm just gonna turn down hit sounds so that you can't hear double tapping. David coming back in and saying this is torture. You know, he said this is torture about Nomad 2, and now he's saying this is torture about Nomad 5, but he's in for them anyway. Poor guy. Alright, so Kurumi, David, Kevin, Emmy. Gonna be against Amelia, Invoker, Pepsi Max, and Fedora Goose. And we're gonna see some double tapping, because it's 270 BPM, and normal human beings cannot tap that BPM. And yes, that is me saying that Arison is not a normal human being. Thank you for noticing. Away we go. Oh, Amelia's the only combo left. Kurumi and Kevin are both comboing the intro. The method. Oh, it's the method. All right, it's just Amelia. Oh, he breaks. Oomfie maintains a small lead, but Pepsi Max has a 240 combo that is unopposed. Invoker with a 150 as well out of that intro. Invoker with the break, but Pepsi Max still holding. Going strong, there he goes. Can Emmy bring this back? No, he cannot. He breaks as well, and now it's Amelia, and we're into the stupid part. Oh, that's a lot of double tapping. Oh, you love to see it. Dude, Amelia is just based. Tap X. Oh, he finally does break, but... Yep. And good job, Pepsi Japan. I don't know, that was just never close. Again, it was close for like half, but I mean, once it got into the hard part, it was just all Pepsi Japan all the time. The C ranks all over the place. You'll love to see it. 3 misses for Amelia. All right, man. 6 for Kurumi. And a 2-1 lead for Pepsi Japan, as they have opted into some extremely binary skill sets in their first 2 picks and won them both very comfortably. Yeah, I don't know how you 3-missed that, though, with a 474 combo. So oomfie will go into their own second pick now. Will we see another tech map? Do we just go Nomad 4? I hope not. The map is way too long. Oh, free mod 1. Do we do a little free mod 1 playing? No, Nomad 9. Okay. Alright. It's like interesting, you know, Pepsi Japan picks 2 really short, really pretty fast left-hand maps, and oomfie just picks a couple really long maps. Going the lengthy tech map, and now they're gonna go the lengthy, I don't even know how you play this, precision aim. This, am I crazy, or does this kind of feel like an Amelia map? Why does this feel to me like an Amelia map? CS7 though. CS7 though. So it's like, I think Crystal has a high score on the leaderboard on this map. I don't know. This is one of those, like, just try to get whatever combo you can when you can get it sorts of maps where the average difficulty is just so high that it's really difficult to do well. So you see Iger coming in for the first time for oomfie. He's going to join David, Nope, and Crystal. And they're going to be against Amelia, Julian Kala, Arbusion, and Fedora Goose. First 3 picks really have not seen anyone challenging their opponent's pick. We'll get to find out if this is any different, or if oomfie can just easily hold their way through a second pick of their own. That background is not safe for work. So, it's aimy, it's precise, it is difficult, and the players are going to struggle quite a fair bit, with Amelia and Crystal the only ones able to make it out of the intro into the freer combo of the verse here that is not really free anyway because it's still just more aim. Crystal and Amelia. Oh, Amelia finds a break, so it's going to be Crystal now with the biggest combo, able to take the lead over for oomfie aim. We're gonna hit that first Ki section here soon with very limited combo over on Pepsi Japan's side, so Crystal is gonna be unopposed here, and he's got a decent amount of backing combo from David and Iger as well, and here we go. And it's instantly 3 breaks. All 3 of the big combos from oomfie aim gone, but the only combo for Pepsi Japan is Amelia. And he breaks as well. I feel like this map may end up being close just because it's so hard that no one is able to build up much combo. It's gonna be very difficult to find any amount of combo to actually build up a lead. I mean, as you can see, coming out of that Ki, nobody with 30 combo, because it is so ridiculously difficult. CS7 just adds more difficulty, as if it wouldn't have been hard on CS like 4.5 or something anyway. So you just make a hard map even harder by making the circles tiny. That's a slider break from Amelia Arbusian. And Crystal and Iger holding through this verse. Make for a little 1.4, 1.5 million point lead for oomfie aim. William Collett did a nice job, but he did break right at the beginning of this Ki as well as Iger, and there goes Crystal. So again, we're back to just the no combo game because this map is so stupidly difficult. And that lead is, I would posit that lead is safe at 2 million points. Because this is just unhittable for the most part. So it looks like we're gonna see a 2-2 score as we head into the final Ki. oomfie aim holding on to a comfortable lead. Unless they completely fall apart and Amelia FCs the rest of the map. Like, that's basically the win con for Pepsi Japan. And that is just not gonna happen. Somebody get Bonk to play this map. This is a touchscreen player map for sure. It's going to be being closer to a 3 million point win for oomfie aim, so they do run away with things a little bit more. Once again, though, just never really, never in doubt. Crystal with the 4 million score. Very solid performance from him. 64 misses, the lowest in the lobby by 13, ahead of Nope KJK. Crystal, you are not human. Yeah, 421 combo on that is actually pretty ridiculous, but if you look at his score on the leaderboard, it's not surprising because he is obviously capable of doing that. The fact that he was able to pull that out in a match is pretty impressive. There is a CS5. The CS5 has a lowest miss count of 2 with a couple of 3 misses as well. Versus the CS7 diff, which has a lowest miss count of 13. So, I mean, a CS5 is obviously more playable. Yeah, now we just go DT3. Mr. Kill Myself. Note to Twitch mods. It's a song title. I'm not saying that. Please do not get me in trouble. By Sewer Slivit. I mean, again, this is another map that pretty much everybody's going to be pretty familiar with. 255 BPM, CS5 air, 10.3, left hand. We're just doing some left hand today here at Hippo Cup. It's all about the left hand. This is that type of map that pretty much only people in the rarefied air occupied by guys like Matthew and Arnold and their like can play. So it's going to be fascinating to watch these guys most likely largely struggle their way through it. I don't know that we're, again, going to see many big combos. I'd love to be proven wrong. This is, again, the sort of thing that Invoker can probably play to some degree. But unless you are literally just like a speed finger control main, this is going to be really hard for you. This is again going to be a lot of not great results. This map is so freaking hard. Just your hand is not gonna have a very good time on this one, man. It's just not. There's no way. Just these break course stop and go, you know, double, triple, quad, quin, like it's got it all. And it's all at 255 BPM, air 10.3. And just in case all that wasn't enough, it's going to be CS5 as well because we need to make the circles a little bit smaller just for fun. Strap yourselves in and kind of pray. It's very long. It is very consistent. It is very hard. And so far, Emmy and Kirochi holding in the early stages for oomfie aim, but Amelia and Invoker doing likewise. Oh yeah, breakcore time. Let's go. Oh, Amelia breaks. You know, he had that combo, but he was down so low on AC that it just didn't matter. That's Emmy versus Invoker. 3% accuracy lead to Invoker, but 100 combo lead to Emmy. Almost nobody else really matters except for Pepsi Max, who has a 500 supporting combo that he just finds a break on. Boy, it was gonna be able to go over to Pepsi Japan, but now it's gonna flicker its way back over to oomfie aim. Emmy is, oh, he misaimed on nothing! He whiffed! He whiffed the circle in the bottom right corner of his screen! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that is tragic, and now it's just Invoker. Oh my goodness, that is so sad to see. And Invoker has 1,000 combo, finally breaks, but able to take the lead over by 4 million points for Pepsi Japan. Oh, poor Emmy, that's gutting. And now we have basically nobody with combo. You've got Amelia just shy of 200, Pepsi Max is about 180. I'm gonna just build this lead up if possible. Emmy unable to get much of a combo going again after his break. Yeah, there's the full reset at the halfway mark. It's a 4 million point lead for Pepsi Japan, and that's a lot of that is on Invoker having now a 2.7 or whatever million point lead over Emmy after that break. But it is a team effort. They've got decent scores out of Pepsi Max and Amelia as well, compared to the backing combos of Kirochi and Kevin and Kurumi. Can you use this part of the map to try and get a little stamina back before you get thrown right back in Maybe so, as Emmy has been able to recover some combo now, but finds a break. And it is just Amelia again against Kurumi. Okay, Amelia breaks. So does Kurumi, though. Every time you think that, you know, somebody's got a combo advantage, it's like, nope, we're gonna miss here also. Anything you can do, I can do worse, I guess? And once again, it's just a binary skill set, and Pepsi Japan is going to find themselves advantaged, as we have plenty of left-hand maps to go around to at least get them a third point on the board here. This one felt like it really could have been incredibly close and stressful, if not for that break from Emmy. You know, he probably would have been around 16 mil, 17 mil or so, and this would be a 1 to 2 million point gap. But oomfie just not able to get the supporting score that they needed. You've got a 9 mil on Amelia and a 7.3 on Pepsi Max, so just enough backing up Invoker to take that advantage and take a 4 million point victory on their third pick to take it to 3-2. And once again, a bunch of BNC ranks, actually mostly C ranks. And you start to run through the DTs, though. We've got DTs 2, 3, 4, either banned or picked. Nomad 2, Nomad 5 picked. So, sooner or later, Pepsi Japan's not going to have many left-hand maps like these left. They can still go DT 5. No, DT 6 doesn't count. So, where do you go after that? They're gonna have to find a new skill set sooner rather than later to kind of pick into. But I don't have to worry about that for at least a couple minutes because it is oomfie and pick next. They are going to go Hard Rock 4. Hard Rock 3, Nomad 9, Hard Rock 4. They like some small circles, does this team. That is super liminal. 6.5, the circle size for this one on the Lucent map. This will drop us down to 180 BPM, 2.5 minutes. And a starting of 8.35. Because we do love a little bit of small circle mapping in our star rating system. Kirochi Crystal Vivace Kurumi against Amelia, Mr. Potato, Arbusian, and Fedora Goose. So no Noriko today, just like at all for oomfie. I don't know if he's even here. Where is Nick? I need Nick. I also need Nekuyase for Pepsi Japan. But away we go. Again, still really nobody coming close to a break point on the first 6 maps. Or 5 maps, excuse me. Now the 6th map. I can do math, I promise. And I think this is still oomfie favored. But spacing in the patterns in this map can be a great equalizer sometimes. Easy enough to just miss on stuff. It's like a lower BPM spaced stream map, except it's 6.5 with Hard Rock. Spaced burst, I guess? That would maybe be better, I suppose. Starting off with the early lead for Pepsi Japan. This is another map where it's just very difficult to pick up much in the way of combo. You see breaks left, right, and center. Kurumi matching Amelia with the biggest combo for a while there. Well, they both break. I wonder if this one is going to stay this close, because really just no one can pick up any sort of combo. Fedora Goose had a little over 100, and his falls by the wayside. Nobody over 100 at all in the lobby. This is just uncomboable, I think. Maybe this part is a little better because the spacing is decreased. But the problem is, if everyone can hit it, it's just the same as nobody being able to hit it. And there go Amelia and Fedora Goose, though, and oomfie now has a pretty sizable combo lead off of the back of those misses. And they will take a score lead of 1.6, 1.7, and growing, because they've got a lot of combo on pretty much everyone. This is the easier part of the map. We do get a break from Kurumi finally, but Mr. Potato and Fedora Goose both follow it up shortly thereafter, so not going to be any sort of advantage gained for Pepsi Japan, although there goes everyone. That's just everyone gone except for Kurumi, who somehow hit that stream. And back into the pattern from earlier we go for the last quarter of the map. It's a 3 million point lead for oomfie, so I would not be too concerned about anything changing in the ending of this pick, as the chain misses just come and go like there's no tomorrow. And that's going to be another fairly comfortable win for oomfie. The teams picking the maps are really doing a good job so far. It's like they both had, you know, kind of their strat in mind that they wanted to go into this match with, and they're both executing on those strategies well. It's a 4.4 million point win. oomfie taking all 3 of their first 3 picks. Pepsi Japan doing likewise. And we get a nice little 3-3. And now you start to ask the question, though. I mean, I have to think this is probably DT5. If the, you know, previous picks from Pepsi Japan are any indication, it's most likely DT5 putting Funfair. But, you know, as I said before we went to that last map, things are going to start to get a little trickier for them. They're going to have to, you know, go into whatever their next picks were outside of kind of the just raw left hand, now that, you know, Nomad 2, Nomad 5 gone, DT2, DT3, DT4 all gone. It's presumably DT5, and then things have to change, basically, because they just won't have tapping maps left. Now they're taking just a little longer for this pick. I don't really know what skill set Pepsi Japan will want to go into outside of tapping. You know, do they go aim and just say, screw it, we'll do like Emilia DT1 and just figure that he can probably get a good enough score on Wizard's Tower. Okay, they go Nomad 1. Well, aim was right. Who's the other end of the aim spectrum with the Nomad 1 instead of the DT 1? So it's gonna be Oxalis by Vulpiscator. Vulpiscator? I don't know. 252 BPM, CS 3.5. Aim map. See this kind of trend of increasing BPM on the aim picks. 230 last week, 252 this week with a 260 BPM Hard Rock one. And again, you know, not really surprising. I think you expect Pepsi Japan to go mechanics, so they obligingly just go ahead and go mechanics. You've got Amelia, who is, you know, one of the hidden aim players of all time, and who can really single-handedly carry some picks like this. He did it last week. This is going to bring the length in as well. Almost 5 minutes long for this Nomad 1. You know, we'd previously seen the kind of longer picks. Well, 2 of the longer picks from oomfie aim, and then, of course, Mr. Kill Myself from Pepsi Japan. That's the long DT map, but... You know, it's interesting because I feel like I'm typically used to the shorter maps trending toward the more popular ones. We did see Nomad 5, of course. But I mean, you've got, you know, Hard Rock 1, DT 1, Freemod 2, Freemod 4. Like, there's plenty of short maps, and people are still opting into the longer picks. Which is an interesting sort of strategy. With the raw difficulty of these maps combined with their length, you know, you just end up struggling a little bit sometimes by the ending. Amelia seems to not like this map. We'll see if that reflects at all in his performance. I'm going to guess it probably won't, but you never know. So Amelia, Fedora Goose, their usual hidden players on Pepsi Japan, Nope and Eiger, joined by Kirochi and Kurumi. You have some very good aim players on oomfie aim. I'm kind of surprised to see Nope in on this one. Kirochi, Eiger, and Kurumi, not surprising at all. But this is an Amelia map down to the ground. I think he's definitely going to be the one to watch on this, as that is quite a few breaks in the intro. Nope, Kurumi, Eiger, Pepsi Max, Arbusion, all break. So it's Kirochi, Amelia. It's Kirochi, Amelia as Fedora Goose breaks right at the end of the intro. But this is such an Amelia map. This was, I think this is a good pick for Pepsi Japan, just based on him alone. You know, we talked at length about how his skill cap is the reason that Pepsi Japan is here, and it's, you know, kind of showing in some of these picks already. You know, if a map is close, he's keeping them in it, and if they win a map, a lot of the time it's because of his scores. Obviously don't want to take anything away from the rest of that team, but when you see Amelia top scoring, it was something like 6 of the 7 maps he played in their first match last week. You know, it really speaks to his skill on these late round pools, but that's going to be a break for both him and Kirochi, so the 2 FCs that were left gone, and now it's Fedora Goose, who's another player who has really risen to the occasion in these last couple of weeks of play here, showing off his skill cap as well on these very, very late round 8-star plus pools with some quite solid scores. And he picks up that banner, finally breaking at the end of that Ki, but not before Pepsi Japan is able to take a 1.4 million point lead into the middle third of the map. Who's going to be the next one to build up some combo? Eiger with the largest one right now, but nothing to really write home about. It's only 160, and it's going to be broken immediately anyway. And you start to struggle maybe just a bit. It feels to me as a, you know, I'm not an 8-star aim player, but, you know, in some of these aim maps, the longer it goes, it just becomes easier to chain miss aim patterns, so you really have to keep your concentration and keep your groove as best you can. And right now, Kirochi and Kurumi are doing just that. Pepsi Max is matching one of them, but not both of them, so oomfie aim might just be able to take this lead back on over. You know, those breaks from Arbusion and Fedora Goose are going to help out a little bit more. with Amelia a distant couple hundred combo behind. As we head into the next guy, Kirochi breaks, but Kurumi manages to hold on to match Pepsi Max's score, and Iger has a very solid backing combo that's matching Amelia's score. These combos are so similar, I don't know that the score is going to go anywhere too fast. There's Pepsi Max, but Iger as well. So it's now Kurumi with a 200 combo lead on Amelia. And the lead goes over to oomfie aim. This is the closest I think we've seen any map at the halfway mark. And there goes Amelia on the stream while Kurumi holds. That's a big advantage. A huge advantage, in fact, gained there by oomfie aim. There is no combo whatsoever on the side of Pepsi Japan. Meanwhile, Kurumi at nearly 600 made it through that quick burst into the quieter section. Able to build up a little bit more combo. Oh, he over-aims! Oh my goodness, that was so sad. You could see his cursor just go right past that note on that downward jump. Fortunately, oomfie aim had already taken the lead, and they still have a combo on Kirochi and on Iger. But man, Kurumi could have put this out of reach if not for that break, considering that he has built up almost a 200 combo since then. Instead, this map is going to stay very, very much up in the air. That is really unfortunate from Kurumi, but it's going to mean that the last Ki is going to be everything for this pick. Watching Amelia here, there's no backing combo though. So Kurumi being able to build the combo back up is actually huge, because Kirochi, well, he and Kirochi as well as everybody else in the lobby chain miss. I think that's going to do it. And we are looking to see our first break point of this match here. So Pepsi Japan finally step out of the comfort zone established in their first 3 picks, where they went just tapping maps, the left-hand focus picks. They went away from those into an aim-heavy pick, and it has unfortunately backfired on them. And it's going to manufacture a break point in favor of oomfie aim, who will take a 4-2 lead with their own pick to come. And I think they have more maps left in this pool that go, much more in their favor than does Pepsi Japan. I wonder, you kind of second guess these things. It was only a 700,000 point victory, so it's not like it was one-sided by any means. But you wonder if maybe putting Funfair would have been the better pick here. I think this was still a fine pick, but it would have looked really bad for Pepsi Japan if Kurumi hadn't broken where he did, because he would have had like 1,000 combo nearly, and that score would have been a couple million points instead of under 1 million. But at the end of the day, point's a point. 4-3 lead with a break point. And now if you're oomfie aim, you've got some stuff to pick from, and you're going to pick, it seems, Nomad the Third. So we get Speed King. We've had Godspeed, Speed King. We need, we've also had God-ish, right? So, there you go. We're just going all in. Another lengthy pick, 4.5 minutes of... God, what even is this? This is like Coco Soko on crack. This is such a hard alt map. The patterns in this are just... Like, it's not quite so wonky as last week's Nomad 3, it's just the raw difficulty and spacing and patterning is harder than your everyday alt map. And it looks like we are ready to go. It's Kirochi, Iger, Crystal, and David. They're going to be against Amelia, Nick, Arbusian, and Fedora Goose. oomfie aim, of course, having just taken that first break point of the match, are going to look to see if they can consolidate it for a 5-3 advantage in the match. Would leave them feeling just a little bit better about things going forward. Best of 15 means, you know, they've still got several points to win if they want to get to the finish line, but anytime you get a consolidated break point, you're going to feel just a little bit better about things. Oh, yeah. Hidden. Your Honor, hidden. And I think, you know, this is just going to be that map where you see chain misses, but it's also just going to be Crystal. That being said, Amelia and Arbusion starting things off quite well for Pepsi Japan with a pair of FCs through the intro. Going to take an early lead. And oomfie having a lot of problems here to start things off. Kirochi and David both getting a couple more breaks. Iger pretty far behind as well. It's just all on Crystal's shoulders so far. Oh, but Amelia and Arbusion both instantly breaking the Ki. Oh, but Crystal does as well. Oh, he could have brought that back single-handedly if he'd held that pattern. Instead, it's Fedora Goose with the sole combo in the map. And his is gone as well, but it's a 1.5 million point lead already for Pepsi Japan, and no combo on the side of oomfie. And, you know, this is kind of what happens on this type of pick, is there's just so little that's comboable. If you don't take advantage of the combo when you can get it, it's really hard to make a comeback. You know, you miss one note in these patterns and you just miss the entire thing. The chain misses are so real. And again, just no combo to speak of on really anyone. Kirochi and Crystal can hold for a little bit. They can scrape away some of this lead, but even then, it's just not feasible at this point. They've got to find, like, a quote-unquote easier section somewhere, because Pepsi Japan is just going to hold on to this 1.1 million point lead based solely on the fact that no one can hold a combo. Again, you can look around. I mean, nobody's over a 70 combo. Oh, Kirochi was at like 80, I guess, but that being said, you got 100 combo on Kirochi, Iger, and David, which is like legitimately enough to bring this back. Kirochi and David hold a little longer. It's going to go over because Pepsi Japan aren't able to combo through this. There goes both Kirochi and David, but they did manage to take the lead first. And Iger and Crystal have some combo into this slightly easier. There's not, you know, the spacing in this part of the rest of the map. And then we get back into some more ridiculous stuff, which, once again, no one will hit. Now, oomfie able to take advantage of the easier, like the single easier part of this map. And they take about an 800,000 point lead of their own, which is basically the margin that Pepsi Japan had through the first 2/3 of the map. Now, Kirochi Crystal on a little bit of combo. It's going to grow this lead just a bit more, along with David. He's matching them. And Crystal is just so good at ult. I don't know. Yeah, just so good at ult as he proceeds to miss the entire pattern. It's okay. Everybody else missed the pattern too. Don't worry about it. And it looks like this is going to be another point for oomfie. You know, like I said, if you can't take advantage of the couple of parts of this map where there's actual combo to be had, you're going to be in for a rough outing. And Pepsi Japan took advantage at the beginning, but oomfie took advantage when it counted in that longer alt section, or, well, more of an almost stream. I mean, it wasn't a spaced alt pattern, it's just a little bit easier. And oomfie was able to take a lead, and they were able to hold on to it, and they were able to consolidate the break point as a result with a 5-3 lead. 100 misses for Crystal, almost 5 million points. He is just too good at alt maps, man. I don't know. Well, 5-3 goes the score. Oomfie has that consolidated breakpoint. Okay, there's the DT1. I mean, this was kind of expected, right? You've got Amelia on your team, so you go you go Wizard's Tower. I mean, you know, it seems logical to me. 10.6 CS 3.6, 262 VPM, just aim. I mean, wait. He is gonna play this, right? I mean, he's not in the lobby right now, but surely, yeah. And there's like 2 people in this lobby who will be able to hit anything in this, right? Like, that's kind of the expectation. It's just not many people will do well. The patterns in this are actually, like, comfortable in a way. I mean, this, you know, it's a farm map. Like, you kind of expect the patterning to not be super weird. It's just the sheer size of the jumps and the fact that it's at 262 BPM 10.5 it makes it kind of hard. Kind of difficult. There's a reason this is worth 1,000 PP. So I'm about to set a 900 in match. Let's go. I am prepared. Imagine Amelia FCs this with like 93 AC. Somebody want to run the numbers on that one for me? All right. What is going on? So Kirochi, Kevin, Iger, Kurumi against Invoker, Arbusian, Pepsi Max, Amelia. I'll just hit what you can and pray as you fling your cursor wildly to the farthest reaches of your tablet area, or, you know, your mouse around your whole, like, mouse pad. I kind of picture, like, CSGO size mouse pad. It's just huge. Alright, well. Invoker Amelia show, let's go. Yep, it's the Amelia show. 400,000 point lead, 500,000 point lead, Pepsi Japan, and yeah, I don't know. This is just like, how good are you at farming 1,000 PP maps? I think this is just kind of over already, because Kevin and Iger just are not having a good time. Into the next jump section we go. I'm just watching Amelia, to be honest. Okay, he hit that one. He's the only one. Oh, he broke. Unlucky. Well, he's already got a 3.8 million score. Almost 4 million. This is going to be a pretty clean Pepsi Japan win, I think. 4 million point lead. What would be really impressive for their case is if they won this without needing Amelia's score. Kind of insult to injury type of moment. Player's able to get some combo through this section, but I mean, it's just so much easier than the rest, it doesn't really matter. And this ended up being close, actually. How did this end up being 1 million points, guys? And as I say that, as I had just said, the players were able to build up combo through that section at the end. That's a very interesting kind of outcome. I mean, obviously Pepsi Japan won it, but that got a lot closer than you would have really expected it to when it was like a 4 million point lead, just because oomfie had combo on everyone at the end. Kyochi with the 9 miss. Best of the rest. 3 miss on Amelia, though, is... he actually got, like, not a great score, considering he had only 3 misses. Had some combo breaks toward the end that didn't help. Five to 4 though goes the score. oomfie still in the lead. Still have the break point in their favor. So, still DT5 and DT6 on the board for Pepsi Japan with their future picks. Meanwhile, oomfie, I would say, have more options. They're going to opt into free mod 1 here. So we're going to go Honks. What a song name, by the way. Honks. 3.5 minutes of 172 BPM, just wank. Just GLHF. It's noise. Sounds are made. Deadass, this just sounds like a song that would be named Honks. It's just honks, but like weird honks, you know? But I mean, you go all the way back to the beginning, we kind of had to expect oomfie to pick these types of maps. They were always going to kind of veer heavily into the gimmickier picks in this pool, versus a Pepsi Japan team that was most likely and has proven to indeed go into the mechanics maps. So two very opposite sides of the coin here with these two teams. So far, sort of working out for oomfie. I mean, they're up by 1 point. It is a break point, though, so they'll be, you know, kind of keeping their nose in front. But it always feels like the gimmick maps are such high volatility picks. It's very hard to combo a lot of these maps. And if you don't keep combo in the sections of the map that you know are quote-unquote easy to combo, then you might be in for a rough time. You know, we almost saw that happen on Nomad 3, but Pepsi Japan, fortunately for oomfie, had trouble with the one easier section toward that middle to last third. But other than that, you know, it's been on their side so far. They managed to take the Nomad 1 breakpoint away. Again, another high volatility pick, really, in a way that most left-hand maps kind of aren't quite so much. Much higher volatility, I think, in aim maps than in stream maps if you're considering only mechanics. But as we go back into gimmick, you see a sort of different type where it's just GL comboing, because this is so hard when you just throw 8-star slider maps at people. It's going to be David Crystal, Nope KJK, and Kurumi against Emilia Arbusian, Mr. Potato, and Fedora Goose. This is so just bizarre. And nobody able to combo through the intro on Pepsi Japan's side. No KJK held but broke immediately after. And now you just strap yourself in for the ride. You got sliders, you got kick sliders, you got, I don't even know what you just got. It's just weird. It's hard. It's dumb. This is not normal human being map. It's just not. But again, you've got those specialists on the side of oomfie aim who are a little more comfortable with this sort of thing. Crystal and Kurumi both able to put up decent combo at 300 plus a piece there for a little while. Gives them a 1.2 million point lead. It is going to be Fedora Goose up at 230 though. He has been impressive. On the bright side though, oomfie aim just out to that 1.4 million lead. Oh, Fedora Goose got slidered. Would anybody unironically listen to this just to listen to it, like for fun? I don't know. This part of the song is much better. And you see just the buildup of combo in this section from oomfie aim and Pepsi Japan not having a good time. You had Nope KJK with a decent combo, David and Crystal as well for a while there. And that lead goes out to almost 3 million points. Only halfway through, but I mean, it's, you know, you can kind of tell what's happening in terms of comfort in the harder sections of this map between the two teams. And it's just gonna be all oomfie aim all the time on this pick. Once again, they've looked pretty much unstoppable on their own maps, by and large. As we come into the last quarter, not a lot of combo anywhere, as has been the case through much of this pick, but it's just not mattering because they established that lead where they were able to pick up combo and Pepsi Japan wasn't. And now that we're in a section of the map where almost nobody can combo, it's they're kind of reaping what they sowed. The fruits of their labor are being discovered. Oh hey, it's that weird way you make sliders that they go slow and then fast. It's kind of cool. And it's another point for oomfie aim. They're gonna go ahead 6-4. Break point still in their favor. And that's just, is that the full team gap? I think that's the full team gap, right? Yeah. 1.5 million lowest score on oomfie aim, 1.1 million highest score on Pepsi Japan. Well, that's what happens when you have two teams with very different skill sets sometimes. Sooner or later, we've got to get putting funfair, right? Like, it feels like it needs to happen for Pepsi Japan here. They picked no one on DT1. So they went away from their tapping focus. Is Hard Rock 1 feasible here? I don't know if Hard Rock 1 is feasible here, is it? Or, you could technically go like Nomad 6 or something, maybe. Actually, no, I don't know. They're kind of running down to the point where they have fewer picks left than. Yep, there it is. It is time for the most fun fair. The most fun fair that there has ever been. Are you guys ready to go to the fair? So we finally convinced Pepsi Japan to go back to little tapping mechanics. This one very short, just a minute and a half, everybody knows, but that nice variable BPM, 112 up to 337 at its fastest, 225 the average or whatever BPM. Who even plays this? David, Kevin, Kirochi, Emmy. Pepsi Max, Invoker, Fedora Goose, and somebody. Nope, maybe it's Nope instead of... Okay, it's gonna be Nope. Well, if your name is like Cookiesy or Arison, this is the map for you. And if your name is many other people, you are probably gonna have a rough go. And it's Mr. Potato. I don't think you pick Amelia for this. I'm not super surprised to not see him in on this one. I'm not like super surprised. I think this one is a little bit too like... Wait, there's not DT on. Hey, hey ref. Hey ref. Hey ref. Somebody at secret. Okay, did they get it? I think they got it. We're playing it Nomad, guys. Alright. Song is too good, have to listen to the full version. Alright, I think... Okay, we're starting. We are back. Where are they taking? Okay, there we go. Hey guys, wait, oh no. Wait, what? Anybody else just not see the DT icons on Mr. Potato and Fedora Goose's screens? What the? Okay, I have to panic this or something. I don't know what's actually going on with my client. There we go. That was weird. I didn't know the client could do that. Anybody else have their client just not have DT on a DT pick? What the heck? Alright, everyone is just having a good time, you can tell. I was just waiting to see what happened before I panicked. I was kind of curious when there's like two players without DT on, but everybody else has DT on. That was a new one. Out of all the glitches I've seen, that's definitely one of them. So I should make an Osu tournament client bug compilation and send it to Pepe, and he would just be like, sorry, problem is on your end, install laser. Invoker? Invoker. Buddy, you're not supposed to do that. All right. See, this is what happens when Pepsi Japan goes back to tapping maps. They just win them, and it's not even, like, vaguely close. All right, Invoker finally misses, but that was a heck of a run. What the heck? He almost 1v5'd. Or 1v4'd, I mean. If he had hit the ending, I think he would have 1v4'd. But where he broke was kind of unfortunate. Okay, well, Pepsi Japan keeping it close. Just the one break point. Still, all that's separating these guys. All it takes is just one underperformance from oomfie to get this back on level footing. It's getting late in the match, though. It's gonna be No Mod 4. Kind of expected to see that eventually. Out of oomfie. I mean, hey. If Pepsi Japan get a break point, it goes to the last pick for each team at 6-all. But with this going into a very, very hard tech map, I don't know that I like Pepsi Japan's chances, just based on what's happened so far in this match. I think oomfie has just felt too good on anything that's been, you know, kind of a gimmick or niche map. Yeah, oomfie is actually just picking like the shittiest maps in the pool. I mean, it's working for them obviously, so you can't really like fault them for their strategy. But it's like they've picked like Hard Rock 3, which is 4.5 minute long tech. You know, they picked No Mod 9, which is 4.5 minute long just precision aim. What else did they pick? Free Mod 1, which is honks. But this is kind of just how it goes, I think, when the skill sets are so clearly delineated between the two teams. And that's just kind of the trend with the songs that fit the skill sets, right? Like, I feel, you know, if you're picking into tech, you're gonna end up with stuff like this, where it's just really repetitive slider, like, jank. It's just kind of how it goes. So, I mean, the strat is working. If, you know, they're up 6-5, it's their pick. They're about to be able to be up a match point if they win this. So, it is what it is, I guess, at the end of the day. You don't play for the audience, you play to win the match. As, whatever famous coach that was. We play to win the game. They are who we thought they were, and we got them off the hook. Anyway, David Crystal Karimi Nope against Emilia Julian Arbusian and Fedora Goose. First we have to play through this lengthy intro. Oh, Emilia Buzz Slider breaks. There's actually like so much combo already, but It's just sliders, so there's not really any score involved. All right, who's ready for shit to get real? Also, I mentioned this during the Map Pool showcase, but like, I think part of the problem with this particular song sounding like boring and repetitive is that it's neurofunk, and every single neurofunk song is like this. I mean, if you've listened to Boogie, which is obviously, you know, the best known Villain song in Osu, it's the same shit, where it's just like this really, really boring, repetitive, because that's just how this genre of music works. Like, this sounds the same as Boogie. You can't tell me it doesn't. It's just how neurofunk is, though. Which is, I mean, with Boogie, I think it was kind of cool because they had the collab where it's like all these different mappers. They're mapping the same kind of music, but they're all mapping it in their own way, which I think was kind of a neat thing to do with that. But with a map like this, it's just kind of boring, unfortunately. That being said, Crystal and Nope are popping off. Arbusion was popping off. We'll see if that was a... Okay, I think those are real breaks. So, it's a 4 million point lead for oomfie aim. We've got a lot more score than we've had in a lot of picks so far. Amelia and Fedora Goose, though, trying to kind of chip away at the advantage that oomfie aim built up in the first third of the map, as they are the only ones with big combo. Both hitting some of these tricky ult patterns. Score is coming down, and oomfie aim have really no combo to match those bigger combos over on Pepsi Japan. The fortunate thing is, you know, kind of, I guess, is that Julian Kala is a fair ways behind, but... Oh, well, as I say, but Amelia and Fedora Goose both break right as they were about to take that lead over. That was coming down fast. Very, very unfortunate timing for those misses. And now it is Arbusion with a 475 combo, but Kurumi and David are both matching that, and Crystal's not far behind. So oomfie aim will be able to take that lead and run with it a little bit more once again. Try to extend that back out to the previous 4 to 5 million point margin, and they're going to do so pretty quickly and pretty successfully. A lot of maps still to come. I mean, when you have something that's this consistent, has this much big combo, you're able to get a lot of score built up. David hit that pattern. Wow, okay. All right, man. Didn't hit that one, but he hit the first one. Fedora Goose hit the second one. Yeah, okay, yeah. Those alt patterns are just, like, devilish. It's actually so demon that you have to play this pattern, like, 6 times in a minute. I think a grand total of, like, 4 players hit one at all. And we lead now 9 million points to the good for oomfie aim. With just a quarter of the map left, I don't actually think there's enough time, given the combo that's on the board right now, for Pepsi Japan to make any sort of comeback. So I think this one is basically settled, and it's going to be 7 to 5. Yeah, there's some breaks for Pepsi Japan. So that was just a well-executed, once again, another gimmick pick working out for oomfie aim. They knew what they needed to do in this match coming into it, and they have done quite well with their picks. You know, Pepsi Japan had the combo, but unfortunately broke at a really unfortunate broke at a really inopportune time, and just fell by the wayside in this pick. And it's going to allow oomfie aim to take the point, and they're going to take a match point with this one. It's going to be 7 to 5 the score. 2 picks left in the match, 1 per team. If Pepsi Japan can win theirs, oomfie aim will have a chance to win everything on their own selection. And very decent scores from a lot of players. 10 million points on 3 members of oomfie aim. Kurumi just a little bit behind at 9.2. 11 million for Arbusion. Obviously a very skilled tech player, but unfortunately they just didn't have the backing scores. Amelia and Fedora Goose did what they could, but it wasn't enough, and Julian Kala was pretty far behind most of the time on this one. I just think this was kind of a little bit of a 4th player syndrome for Pepsi Japan, and it's going to be a 10 million point win for oomfie aim, and the score will go to 7 to 5. So match point faces Pepsi Japan on their next selection. And it's going to be the last DT6. The last DT. As the last pick. It's DT6. It's the last DT. It's the last DT available. It's the last pick for Pepsi Japan. This is the hill on which they will make their final stand. Down 7-5. They've got to win this and the next one to send it to a tiebreaker. This always felt like it was going to be the... If there was a DT left up, it was going to be this one, and otherwise this was going to be probably the last DT that they picked, and that ended up being the case. Lag trains repetition, mapped by Shi, 65AR10. What do you even call this? Like alt tech? Alt slider? Alt something DT? I don't know. All right, and in we go. So, Pepsi Japan kind of out of the mechanics picks in the DT pool, but this was, I guess, what they felt was their best option of what was remaining. So Amelia, Pepsi Max, Arbusion, and Fedora Goose are going to try to send this over to oomfie, force them to close it out on the last pick. Kirochi, Crystal, Nope, and Kevin are going to look to close this out with a break point. See if Amelia can provide some more heroics for Pepsi Japan to keep them alive in this match at least one pick longer. Starting out so far so good. Amelia and Fedora Goose, who have been the mainstays in the lobby for Pepsi Japan, who have been performing so well, keeping this match as tight as it has been, are the two with those big combos. Keep the score in their favor as Kirochi and Kevin have a bit of trouble. So does Pepsi Max, but it's going to be more about these Kiais, and that's several breaks. It's just Crystal left alive, and he goes as well as Amelia holds. A little slider aim, getting just about everyone caught out, but Amelia is just going for it and saying, no, I don't care if everyone else breaks. I am holding. Thank you very much. Finally, he does find a miss. It's on the tapping. It's not even on the aim. I guess it doesn't really come off as too surprising considering his playstyle, but it's unfortunate timing. The upside there is that it's already a near 4 million point lead for Pepsi Japan, and oomfie has very little combo. We're already halfway through. I don't know that this is comebackable. It's actually already kind of at the point where it's very, very difficult to make us any sort of comeback for oomfie. Dude, Amelia is just, I don't know, he is just carrying this team. He is dragging this team, kicking and screaming as far as they've gotten. And he is going to look to put at least one more point on the board. Did find a miss in this section. There is a significant amount of combo on Crystal and Kirochi. If Pepsi Japan continue to have trouble, Crystal holds on. It is a 700,000 point lead, but Crystal is on a near 500 combo, and there's very little combo on the side of Pepsi Japan, but he breaks. Just when the score could have gone oomfie's way to close this match out. It was not meant to be, it seems. As Amelia now at a 300 combo is going to carry them forth toward a 7-6 score. It looked for a moment like oomfie might have made their way back into this map, but Crystal finding that break and Amelia continuing to build up strong combos, and a 4 misplay was enough for Pepsi Japan. And the score goes 7-6. We have come to the final pick of the match. It is oomfie leading 7-6, match point. 1 map selection left in the match, and it is that of oomfie. And they have some options. They have 3 nomads. They have nomads 6, 7, and 8. They have hard rocks 1 and 5. And they have free mods 2 and 4. So that is to say, you have last words, you have X Mix 5, you have master, and it is going to be last words. oomfie, the team that has always felt comfortable going to these lengthier picks, does it once again, picking the longest of the remaining maps. The 4-minute, 6-second long Devious Panda pick. And this is where the match will hinge. Either oomfie closes it out right now, or we go to a tiebreaker. In a match that has really lived up to the hype. I don't know how I feel about this pick. But, I mean, what better options were there? Would they have gone X-Mix? Would they have gone Shirayama? A Scream Squad? I mean, really, it's like, pick your poison with these last picks. They have decided on a Nomad. Shoutouts to Will Stetson. As the players assemble, the GLHFs come out, we will go into the last pick for a possible tiebreaker. With Kirochi, Kurumi, Nope, and David taking on Emilia, Arbusian, Mr. Potato, and Fedora Goose in just a moment's time. There we are. We load in with Nope and David on hidden for oomfie, Emilia and Fedora Goose on hidden as per usual for Pepsi Japan. And here we are, 4 minutes away from finding out whether we go to a tiebreaker or whether oomfie survive and advance to the grand finals rematch against Disco Boys 3. I'm gonna continue watching Emilia pretty closely here. He has been the key on so many maps for Pepsi Japan, alongside Fedora Goose. But as far as players who don't like to lose go, you gotta think Kurumi is another one of those who just refuses to give up break points, who will always look to come through in the clutch for his team. He did it on the Nomad 1, he did it in 4WC. Can he do it again here? Several early breaks from Pepsi Japan. Meanwhile, the 4-way still intact for oomfie through the first little bit of combo here. But there go Kirochi, Kurumi, and David all in quick succession. So we still will remain relatively close here. It's Nope KJK on a 500 combo against Fedora Goose on a 350 combo. About 200 combo evenly ahead. And now more than that, as Fedora Goose has broken the remaining combo from Pepsi Japan that was live. Nope KJK gets the lead out to about 3 million points before a full combo reset occurs. And unfortunately, Much as I discuss Amelia wanting to win so badly, this is just not a favored type of pick for him. The style of mapping in this, the rhythm requirement, you know, for somebody who plays Tap X, this is a just nightmare. And the lead goes to 3 million, just shy. Very limited combo anywhere. You see a Devious Panda map, you kind of know what's going to happen. It's going to require you to play every type of rhythm that the game has to offer. You might see some 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/6. You just never know what it's going to throw at you next. And mostly what it appears to be throwing at the players are misses, which makes that lead that oomfie established in the first 30 even more valuable, as there is another 6-way reset of those combos. Kurumi, Nope, David, Arbusian, Mr. Potato, and Fedora Goose all finding breaks, with Kirochi and Amelia the only ones to survive into the last third with any sort of combo. And even Amelia is only 75. He just happened to hit a little bit more combo than the rest of his team. Kirochi is the one to really look at here with a 400 combo. And this match is looking ever more over by the minute. If Kirochi holds just a little bit longer, it's a 4 million point lead that is not going to be anything close to comebackable if you're Pepsi Japan. It's a full reset. No combo on anyone in the lobby. And a 4 million point lead that's just going to stick. That is going to be oomfie. Playing to their strengths this entire match. They eked out 1 break point. That's all that made the difference in this entire thing. Just the 1 break point on Nomad 1. That's all that separated these two teams. They have been so close. Their skill sets are just diametrically opposed. And Pepsi Japan took advantage as best they could. oomfie took advantage ever so slightly better. And we're going to come into the ending of the Nomad 6 pick here with oomfie in the lead. And they're going to close the whole thing on out on this remarkably difficult, rhythm-heavy, slider-heavy Devious Panda pick. It's going to be a 4 million point gap, just as it has been for so much of this map. Just as it has been in so many picks in this match, it feels like. Very few picks have been any farther apart than that. Every map felt close. Every map felt like it was tight, but every map, other than the 1 break point, you know, it felt like the team that picked it was going to win it. Fortunately for oomfie, that break point was theirs, and the last pick was theirs, and the match was theirs by the final score of 8-6. They will head onward into the grand final tomorrow for a face-off, a rematch with Disco Boys 3. Hippo Cup 5 at stake, the championship match. Pepsi Japan will be eliminated in 3rd place, but man, can we talk about what a great run they made this tournament. I don't think anybody saw that team and thought that they would be a top 3 team. Maybe top 6, maybe top 8 at worst, but top 3 is such an overachieving result from that roster. You have to give them so much credit for how well they played, just grinding their way through the losers bracket through some of those matches. Tiebreakers, closely fought battles, big carries from Amelia, big carries from Invoker, great performances from Fedora Goose and the rest of the roster. Have to tip your hat to Pepsi Japan for their 3rd place finish this year in Hippo Cup. I think one of the more surprising 3rd place finishers we've seen in this tournament in its history, and that just goes to show how well they played, just outperforming expectations at every turn. And so they will go home in 3rd place. But on the other side, oomfie, we saw what they were capable of here today. You know, they picked a lot of those gimmick maps and won them against Pepsi Japan. But I think the concern going into the match tomorrow against Disco Boys is that Disco Boys 3 are a team who thrive on gimmick maps. They're at their best on the weirder picks in a pool, but at the same time, they are also good at mechanics. They have players who are great at aim. They have players who are great at speed. And so it's going to represent a very difficult matchup tomorrow in that grand final for oomfie. If they can replicate the scores that they set today, I think it'll be a closer match than we saw between those two teams in the winner's final, but they're really going to have to be careful. They're going to have to plan out their picks and bans so well. They really need to optimize going into the grand final if they want to have a chance at that bracket reset and a potential win. Disco Boys waiting with bated breath on this match, I'm sure, to know who their opponent was going to be. And now that they know, they can begin to prepare for the next 22 hours for that Grand Finals matchup and find out who will emerge victorious. 14 UTC tomorrow will be that match. It's going to be a great one, I think. Once again, we've had some very solid Grand Finals in the past, and hopefully this year will be no exception as Disco Boys 3 take on today's winners, oomfie AIM, tomorrow morning. Be there or be square. Make sure you're following the stream. Make sure you're in the Discord so you know when that goes live. But for now, thank you for watching this match, everybody. Congratulations to oomfie AIM, our winners. Guaranteed a top 2 place now. And we will see you guys tomorrow morning for our Grand Finals, the last match of the year to determine the winner of Hippo Cup 5. We'll see you then.